Welcome, everyone, to episode 9 of the Believe in Action podcast. I'm Michelle West, coach, performer, and founder of Be a Nutrition, and I am here with
Coach Emily.
And today we have a special guest, one of our Be a Baddies and our beautiful clients,
Olivia.
And around here, we don't just believe in change, we take action to make it happen, because at BIA, we know that initiative plus action equals change. So let's get into it. Hey, ladies, how are you doing today?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, Olivia. We are so happy to have you here. We are so happy to have you a part of the clan. And I think this is going to be a really good podcast because it just gives you hear podcasts all the time where you hear the coaches really talk about all of these things and what our clients are going through and all the stuff, but you don't really hear it from the client's perspective. So I'm very excited to have you on and kind of get your perspective on this. But before we start, we always do how was our last 7 days. So we're going to pass it off to Coach Emily about her last 7 days. What was the best thing that happened to her in her last 7 days? How is she hanging out? So we'll go from there. Go ahead, Coach Emily. How was your last 7 days?
They were good. So I actually got my appetite back, which has been so nice because I've been in a gut protocol. And when I started this gut protocol, I had like no appetite. And normally I'm someone, who can eat 3,000 calories, no problem. So the fact that I was struggling with to get down, 1,800, I was like, wow, I don't feel like myself. This is crazy. So this week I was back in the gym, and I think that's what really sparked my appetite again, which is very interesting because I haven't really been training to failure yet. I'm still doing 3 reps in reserve, but ever since I set foot back in the gym, I've just been like a bottomless pit. I'm like, I want more rice cakes. So because I'm not allowed to have that many different types of foods and stuff. So for some reason, I'm just on a rice cake fixation or something. But it's been nice having my appetite back. So that's been the highlight.
That's amazing. I love that. I love how she said, I can eat 3,000 calories, no problem. I'm looking at myself and I'm just like, I'm about at 18 to 1,900 calories. Can't get myself past 23 without getting fat. And Emily's sitting here at 3,000. I'm like, huh? What the hell?
Not currently, but there have been times where my calories got to around 2,700. So pretty close.
Insane. Let the food gods wish that upon me, because I want to eat more. I want to eat 3,000 calories.
Yes.
All right. I love it. Olivia, hey, how was your last 7 days? How's everything going?
It's good. I booked my trip to Hawaii yesterday.
Yes, I did see that on your Instagram. I was like, come on, sis.
I know. It's going to be my first solo trip, which was a big deal for me. So I'm going to Oahu for 4 days, which I know is not very long, but like I said, I need to get my feet wet and solo traveling. It was huge for me. I was always that girl that was scared to do shit by herself. And I'm proud of myself. I'm just gonna go. I want to chill. I haven't taken a break from myself since we put this show up, and all the breaks I've had have been in the interest of other people.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been to go see family or two, which is great, but it's, involves stress.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, screw it. I was like, I'm not leaving the house today. So I booked this flesh. I keep saying I'm doing that. I do research. And then I'm like, maybe I should go somewhere else. Maybe I should. No. I wanted to Hawaii since I was a little kid. And I'm going. Now I'm going.
I love it. That's so exciting. I'm so proud of you. There's one of my very, very good friends. I won't say her name, but she also took a solo trip, and her first solo trip, I remember we were on the Aladdin tour, and her first solo trip by herself was to Hawaii, and she had never taken a solo trip before. So I might need to put y'all in contact with each other, because she might have some connections. I also have 2 Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii, but I also have 2 Hawaii connections as well. 2 people who are on the Aladdin tour with me who are actually from Hawaii and live there. So I might need to put some connections for that, because they all about Ohana there, family, friends, love, togetherness.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm not doing too much. I realize that this is going to be a touristy trip. This is not me immersing myself in the culture.
Okay. That's fair.
I'm not there yet. I'm staying in the city. So, but I want to do shopping, and I'm exhausted. I need to chill.
Yeah.
I need to on the beach chair and get some rays.
Exactly. Relax. Get yourself relaxed. I love that. Great. Thank you so much for my last 7 days were actually pretty chill. Stayed here in New Jersey. I am, though, flying to Chattanooga, Tennessee today to go look at properties down there in Chattanooga. So Matt and I are looking at different places to possibly move, and Chat was one of the places on our list. And so we're flying down there to do that. So big change for us if we, move from New Jersey, New York City to Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Are you looking for a house or like an apartment?
A house.
Nice. That's awesome.
Nice. Yes, girl.
Girl, we've been apartment living all our lives. You know what I mean? Like the last time that I lived in a house was when I lived with my parents before college. You know what I mean? So now that is not to say that apartment living isn't great. I mean, I love the apartment that I live in because I don't have to worry about, mowing the lawn or, shoveling the snow. I don't have to worry about any of that. I just come into my apartment, do the things. But we're ready for some more space. We're ready for a different style of living. And I've actually grown up in a small town before. Like I was born in Philadelphia, but I was raised in Middletown, Delaware. And no one knows actually where Middletown, Delaware is. Some people don't even know where Delaware is. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when I've always been used to growing up like that. So going back to that type of style of living is not a problem to me. People also like, you live so close to New York City, you want to be in Tennessee. I'm just like, I don't ever go to New York City. I don't go to the city. Like I only live here in Fort Lee because I was going to the city back and forth with going to do my Broadway show. But like ever since I stopped doing a Broadway show, which was in December, I haven't stepped foot in New York City. And do I have any desire to step foot in New York City? No. I want to be as far away from New York City as possible. Absolutely not. So yeah, I'm excited. We're going to fly down there today. And then we'll head back on Monday night. So that's going to be an adventure for us.
Fun.
Yay. Yeah. I'm so excited for you.
Thanks. I'll let you all know how it goes. Okay, so let's hop into this topic. Like I said, just getting some background on Olivia. Olivia agreed to come onto the podcast with us because she's gotten really great results with us here at BIA. I remember when I first met Olivia at the Tina Turner musical. She was one of my dressers there, and we had talked about fitness and health, and this is when I actually was starting to kind of build BIA. This was me like I was called Empowered at first. Funny enough, Emily's Instagram name. And I was called Empowered, and that's when I started coaching. And then Olivia knew that I was kind of a part of the fitness and health space while I was doing Tina, and I was bodybuilding at the same time when I was doing Tina. And she was very intrigued about my process and my journey. I shared a lot of things with her about what I was doing. And I wanted to coach her at that moment, but it just wasn't the right time. And then it just took, about probably about a year and a half, Olivia, that we actually started working it out.
About a year and a half, yeah. That feels like it was forever ago, but I have struggled with weight my whole life, but I had been on Weight Watchers, which was like at the time, still really is. But my grandmother had been on Weight Watchers, like, all this kind of stuff. I was like, let me try it. And I had gotten some results, but it was like, it kind of plateaus after a while because it doesn't really teach you great eating habits. It doesn't teach you to have a healthy relationship with food. It doesn't teach you portion control at all, because they have so many free foods now. But I had kind of stalled by the time I had met you, so I was interested in Michelle's journey.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So tell us actually a little bit about what you do, because I think it's really important to be able to know like who you are, Olivia. Like what is your work environment, and what you do day to day, because a lot of people who are busy, which I would consider you having a busy lifestyle or having a busy job, feel as though that they can't take on coaching, or they can't do something like this. Tell us a little bit about what you do. What's your work? What do you do? Who are you?
Yeah, so I'm a dresser on a Broadway show called Stranger Things, The First Shadow. I have worked on other shows as a sub. I've worked on other shows full time. I've worked on other shows as a stitcher, but dressing is definitely an extremely physical, stressful job on both your mind and your body. The hours are really long, 6 days a week, as you know. Sometimes 12 plus hours a day. And it takes a toll on a lot of people's bodies, especially people that have been dressing for so many years with shoulders. Dressing is, I guess, knock on wood, like it's an industry that has not been touched by automation, AI, and things of that nature. So, which is, a blessing. But it's also, it ruins bodies. Doing quick changes on your knees, lifting heavy baskets, how many stairs are at the lunch?
Yes.
Doing that with baskets that can weigh 50, 80, anywhere from like 30 to 80 pounds of clothes and shoes. And I actually have a change now where I have to like literally knee slide because of how, I have to go from unzipping someone and knee slide down to the floor to get the shoes off. And it can ruin bodies if you don't take care of yourself properly.
For sure. Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about what your biggest challenge or frustration was that you were facing specifically before starting with us here at BIA. What were the main things that you felt like you really wanted to take more control of?
Emotional eating. A lot of times, Michelle, as you know, in theater, we work long hours. So people bring in brownies, Krispy Kreme, Dunkin' Donuts, everything to try to just make it better. And while sure it can work in the short term, it doesn't do crap for you in the long term. And it only encourages more emotional eating. So something goes wrong, there's a mid-show switch out, or, you got to stay longer, or, we have a mid-show pause or something. People just want to, let me get the Reese's, let me get the crumble cookie, let me get the schmackeries, let me just, I'll just do it, numb the pain. And it works for 2 seconds, but over the long term, it hurts you. You don't learn how to deal with your feelings. And that's what I was doing, essentially, was the emotional eating. And, I didn't grow up with the best relationship with food as well. So you have these perceptions that are put into you from childhood about this food bad and this food good. And that's not true. Food is morally neutral.
Hello.
So those are my struggles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm actually going to throw this one to Coach Emily, because Coach Emily is Olivia's coach. So Coach Emily, when you saw that some of these things were coming in with Olivia, like the emotional eating side, or maybe the challenges of the backstage life that we all know, we've talked about it on this podcast before. I talk about it in my social media all the time on our theater and relationship with food, or dance and relationship with food. When you saw these problems or these challenges coming up, what do you feel as though that was your main tactic to be able to try to get Olivia on the right path of, choosing the right food, choosing the right nutrition? What do you feel as though that your approach was when it comes to that?
For sure. Well, a big thing is just like an identity shift, and it's not going to happen immediately, right? Because if you associate yourself as, oh, I'm the person that emotionally eats, or I'm the person that does this, or I eat the donuts, I eat the cookies, that's like an identity thing. And so the biggest thing that I had in mind was like, okay, we need to shift this identity ASAP and start becoming the person that brings your food with you, the person that associates themselves with the gym, stuff like that, as opposed to, oh, I'm an emotional eater, I used used to crash diet, because like all of that stuff is like very real. But the more that you like take it in and you're like, but this is who I am, it can be hard to actually like move past it. So the biggest thing was like, let's get into some habits here of like, taking food with you, eating more protein, making sure that you're not, going the whole day without eating, and actually making time to, eat. Also having a morning routine as well, because if you're just like go, 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 actually having like a slow, relaxing morning is so, so important just for not letting your stress levels go crazy. So I would say that encompasses like just where we started and what I had in mind in terms of like, this is how we're going to get this transformation to happen. Like a huge thing is your mindset, and then also your habits too.
Yeah, absolutely. Olivia, tell me what you felt when you started getting like in the beginning of our program, when you got all of these things and you're just like, oh, I'm going to have to make some major shifts. How did you feel about that?
I think I was like, oh, I finally have, like, this is the first time I'm doing something different. So maybe I'll get different results because
Yeah.
all these diets, all these crash diets, all these Whole30 and paleo that I had done over the years start the same way. And this wasn't that. This was count your calories, drink your water, go to bed at night. And I always say, eat some chicken. You
Eat
just
some
gotta eat some
chicken.
chicken. You have to eat the chicken. Like, stop with the vegetarian stop with using beans as a protein source, using peanut butter as a protein source, using cheese as a protein source. Just eat the meat. And
Right.
stop thinking so much about it. It's not that deep. You don't need to think about, like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like sometimes there's like this whole, maybe in New York City, like there's like this whole culture around like vegetarian options and things of that nature. And I know now a couple podcasts ago, there was a conversation about that.
Yeah.
But like, it's really quite simple. It's actually
Yes.
not as hard as I was making it out to be. It's not that hard.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's not like, yeah, there's major shifts. You have to, be more aware of your protein. You have to be more aware of your water intake. You have to be more aware of, good Lord, I was eating so many carbs. But like, it's when you get to the meat of it, when you get to the root of it, it's not that hard.
Yeah,
It's really
absolutely.
not. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your identity shift that happened with that your identity shift is happening now. You know what I mean? With you being able to actually let me back up. What are the results that you have gotten so far with Bia? Let's talk about that first. And then we'll talk about how your identity has shifted and how that made you feel within the people, like how your identity has shifted now with these results that you have gotten. So tell us what your results are with Bia so far. Where are you at?
So I started Bia in August of 2024. At my heaviest, I was 170 pounds. I am now 136 pounds. So I'm about, yeah. I never thought I could get to this weight. I was like, if I can get to 150 with Bia, that'll be an accomplishment for me. And then I remember we had our little call and we were like, do you want to go any further? And I was like, yeah, I do. I want to go further. And I was like, I think I can look better. And I haven't been this weight since probably I was in high school. So,
wow.
Yeah, I feel really good. I feel really amazing at this weight. Yeah.
How does that make you feel about your confidence? Oh, what were you going to say, Emily? Did I cut you off?
Yeah, it's okay though. I was going to just say, how has your life changed since seeing this shift? Like talk about, going clothes shopping or, just what that experience is like, or maybe you're eating meals out and it's like a high pressure situation where in the past, maybe you would feel compelled to, have the alcohol and the junk food and stuff like that. Like how is your mindset different now? And also what is your experience like now versus before?
First of all, clothes shopping is lovely. I was, sort of teetering on needing to be in the plus size section and being in the straight size section, just depending on the store. And it's so awesome not having to worry about that anymore. I can just go in and take a 6 or an 8 off of the rack and it fits. And I wanted nothing more. I am sorry. Life is just easier in a smaller body.
Mm.
I don't sweat like I used to. This is so embarrassing, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I don't care. The girls at Back to the Future can attest to this. I used to hold the little electric fans underneath my arms because I would sweat so much and you would see like big sweat stains.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm actually cold. I actually feel cold, which is a new feeling for me.
Mm.
I don't chafe. I don't chafe under my arms. I don't chafe between my legs anymore. So all of these things that I'm like, oh my God, I used to dread going out in the summer because I would just get sweat, like under boob, underarm sweat, under, all my clothes. And now I can actually just live. I don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't have to worry about chafing into my legs anymore. I don't have to worry when I go clothes shopping anymore. Is this going to fit? And, do I need a 12? Do I need a 10? Do I need but the shift in my identity has been the biggest thing. Throughout my journey with Thea, I have dropped a 45-pound plate on my big toe at the gym. I broke it in half, so I could not work out for months. I was in a boot. I also dealt with the passing of my grandmother, who was like my number one.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a lot of medical problems leading up to her passing with cancer and things like that. And I just was like, I have to start taking better care of myself.
Mm.
And with the whole identity shift, as you know, Saturday night on Broadway is a big night for drinking.
Turn up.
Exactly, turn up. And while occasionally, if we're celebrating someone's birthday or whatever, sure, I'll have a drink. But I don't need to drink every single week. It's not necessary. And anyone that's going to pressure me for whatever reason is not really a friend.
Mm.
And if I feel like I need a drink just to tolerate being around you, that's not a friend either.
Mm.
That's not somebody I need to spend my time with, because true friends will respect your decision and
That's
your health.
right.
Yeah, and your health decisions. And I'm doing it for my health. Like, what are you going to say to someone like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just watching my grandmother, she suffered for so long, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't do this.
Gotta make some changes.
Gotta make some changes. It really just like slapped me in the face. So
yeah, absolutely.
And it's so funny because my grandmother was on Weight Watchers her whole life, and the day after she passed, Weight Watchers filed for bankruptcy.
Crazy.
Oh no!
What a crazy turn of events.
I know. But anyway.
Yeah, that's I think this brings up a big conversation about your confidence, and big conversation about how you move in space and how you look in space, and what is important for people to understand. That it's like, I know we try to avoid this conversation a lot because of, just people don't want to talk about their size. People don't want to talk about their weight. People don't want to talk about that because they feel as though it's a bad thing to talk about. But I actually think it's a good thing to talk about, because you are feeling more confident in your body now. And when you are, I don't care what anybody says, but the way you look does matter. You know what I mean? The way that if you wake up in the morning, I say this all the time. If you wake up in the morning and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you don't like the way you look, you have the absolute right to be able to change that. And you have the power to be able to change that. And the one thing that Olivia has been able to do is to be able to take back that power when she felt as though that there was a moment where she couldn't make the change, but she actually did. And this is why I say on my Instagram, like, I love proving you hoes wrong, because really what it is just your mindset that's getting in the way of you thinking that you can't make change. And when you show up in the world more confident, when you show up in the world more loving how you look, or loving how you feel, it's going to transcend to everything else that you do in your life. And that transcendence it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. I want every woman to walk around and be like, I'm that girl. You can't tell me nothing. I'm that girl. And I love that for you, Olivia, that you've been able to experience that and take this with you. And I think it's also important to note that, since we've gotten to this point of, great weight loss, more strength, all the things that you've been doing, um, my whole mission is for you to stay here. Because the past, maybe of the other things, the paleos, the Whole30s, the Weight Watchers, the other things, the diets, when they don't show you that food education, they don't show you what you need to be doing in the gym, because most of those things, they just worry about the nutrition. They're not worried about you getting into the gym strength training or, other programs, vice versa. They just worry about the gym and not worried about your nutrition. This is the reason why we do both, is, you being able to learn this knowledge so that you can be able to do this for a long period of time. So I'm actually curious about, when you've done those things in the past, have you been able to keep your results the way that you've been able to keep your results now? Because I feel like this has been a period of time now with that you've gotten these results and you've been able to keep them for a long period of time, like more longer than you've ever been. I mean, you said you weren't this weight since you were in college?
High
You said
school.
college or high school? So
High school.
how was your experience now of being able to keep those results? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's incredible. I honestly, only a couple months ago did I really get around to it's time to throw these pants out. Because I used to keep it. Because I'd be like, what if I get there again? Now I'm like, I'm not getting there again. I'm not getting there again. If you can pull the pants down without unbuttoning them, it's time for the pants to go.
Okay.
It's time for the bra extenders to go. It's time for certain belts that need to bite the dust. Yeah, time for certain pairs of underwear to bite the dust too. It's like I am now at that point where I'm like, I'm not. But when I remember doing Whole30, which was like, oh god, awful. I gained it all back. When it stopped, when the 30 ended, I gained it all back. And I kind of knew it subconsciously because it's called Whole30. You only do it for 30 days. And you lose 10 pounds, I lost 10 pounds or whatever, but for what? If it's just going to come back. I mean, I kind of feel the same about GLP-1s, and that's a whole other conversation, but
Sure.
GLP-1s without, nutrition training and training for the long term. But now because I've been taught, and and Emily and I are obviously, we're still working on things. I'm not perfect yet.
Sure.
There's still a lot I have to work on, but doing this sustainably and for the rest of my life, being picky about what you put in your body. If you're gonna cheat, I'm not eating an Oreo. I'm gonna eat something from Levain or something good.
Yes.
From an Italian bakery, something good. We're not wasting macros on Chips Ahoy out here. No. So it's just having standards like that. And having standards is not a bad thing.
Nope.
It is not. Like I said, the vodka soda versus the cocktail that a bartender poured their energy over. You know, we have standards. Vodka soda tastes like butt and bad with acid. And it's just a skinny way to get drunk. It's
sure,
I'd rather just not get drunk,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I love that.
Yeah.
This is great. Tell me, do you feel, and I just want to make sure that everyone knows that I did not give Olivia this script and she's not coming on here being like, I'm just going to say all the good things about Bia. I literally just gave her these questions that I might ask right before this podcast, okay? Because that's how prepared I am. So these are really just coming off of the cuff of Olivia's true experience with us. So I just want to preface that. Olivia, do you feel as though that with your experience with Bia so far, do you feel as though that, let's say in the next 3 to 6 months, that you feel well equipped with what we have done here to be able to do this on your own and to keep your results?
I think yes, I do. I will say I do maybe doubt myself a little bit 3 to 6 months, but I think I might want to do one more year. But I know
let's do it.
We have this recorded, so I can't have her go back. No, why
just
is that though?
because, yeah, well, I just want to be damn sure, and I'm not damn sure yet, that I am ready to do this alone. And
Yeah.
I still think that there is some work I have to do, fixing my relationship with carbs. I think I have fixed my relationship with protein. I think, I saw my family at a lake house, upstate for a couple days, and I was like, Emily, one thing I can tell you, I definitely hit my protein goal because I will take all that meat. Yes, I'll take all that. But, I, because I wasn't tracking, tended to not eat carbs. And so that's also not good. I need to learn how to serve myself an appropriate amount of carbs, but also not go overboard. So there's just certain things I need to fine tune that I'm not quite ready for yet.
Sure.
Also with my training, because I had broken my big toe, I was out of the gym for quite a while. So that time that I lost, I still want to get back with Emily and with training videos and proper form and things of that nature. Want to get back.
That's amazing.
I
actually just posted on my Instagram about that. Like, two of my clients that I ended a 2-year relationship with, and that it was time for them to do this on their own. And I had conversations with both of them to feel like, do you feel as though that you feel well equipped to be able to in this program? And they felt the same thing as you, Olivia. I said that a year ago into their process, and they both were like, I think I need more time. I think I need another year. And I was like, okay. So we did another year, and now they're fully equipped and feel like, okay, I'm at a point where I can do this on my own. Like, I have to take the training wheels off eventually, and that's where we want you to be. So I love that, it's okay to ask for help for another year. You know what I mean? It's okay that's the same thing of somebody being like, oh, well, I invested in a financial advisor and I need their help for, the next year. But then your finances are really not in that great place where you feel as though you can't do it on your own. So you're like, okay, I'm going to do another year with a financial advisor. Some people have financial advisors for the majority of their lives. You know what I mean? So it's nothing different than having somebody or having a guide or a coach that's there to be like, okay, this is what the food is, or to be able to just check in and tune in with a coach, or to have that accountability on the side of being like, right. So go ahead and speak on that.
Yeah, it's the accountability, because even like when I was away, seeing my family, I came back and I gave Emily a full report, but I was like, I slipped. I did. I ate too much dessert.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I was like, I was honest, because I know Emily's gonna be like, okay, we're gonna work on our relationship when there's loads of desserts in front of us.
Yep.
Instead of just, usually what I would do in the past is just forget about it, and then I would act the same way next time that there's loads of dessert in front of me. But now, we're working on our relationship with, when there's loads of delicious food in front of me, and we need to learn how to keep it cute. But yeah, I definitely, I'm the oldest child, so I am not used to asking for help. Asking for help was always bad. Do it yourself. So it's something I'm learning through BIA, but also in my professional career. Asking for help none of that is bad. We're all human. Everybody needs help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Bonus question for you. And this is how we'll end the podcast. So, and I appreciate you for coming on and doing this with us. It's really, really awesome and eye-opening to see where you are. I'm just so, so proud of you and your results. And it's been amazing to just watch you flourish and watch your journey. And I'm excited to have you for the next year. And I'm sure Coach Emily is like, yeah. I mean, Olivia is a rock star client, bro.
Yes.
I hope so, but I'm not too annoying.
You're not.
Not at all.
You're not. Bonus question. If someone is on the fence about joining BIA, what would you say to them?
An investment in your health is never a bad investment.
Great. You want to expand on that, or?
Yeah, I mean, like, I remember a couple years ago, I invested in a Prada bag. That Prada bag is under my bed right now. Collect and dust. I love that Prada bag, but it's collect and dust. And it is not serving me in the way that this investment is. This investment has changed my entire life. It has changed my entire being. It has changed how I feel. It's changed my mental health. It's, changed my physical health. It's changed the way I exist in the world. It's helped my career soar. When you invest in your health and yourself, the world is your oyster. I would have never booked this solo trip that I'm going on if it wasn't for Via. Like, that's the mental hurdles that you go through when you go through this program. It's not just a physical, it's a mental. It's a lifestyle change. So investment in your health is never a bad investment.
Hello. And we're going to end it just on that, because I love when the clients say it and I don't have to say it. Because, when I say it, be like, well, Michelle, of course you going to say it. And I'm like, just hear it from the people, bro. If just hear it from Olivia at this point, guys, I'm setting it up. I'm exhausted myself. But, those were beautiful words to end on. So with that being said, this was amazing podcast. Thank you so much for coming on this podcast. We love you. We love you. We love you. Be a baddie. Be a badass. Emily, Coach Emily, shout out to you for the amazing coaching that you've been able to do. And there's a reason why I hired Emily. There's a reason why Emily has been working with us for 3 years, and she will continue to work with Be a Nutrition, period. And I just want to say to everyone, thank you all so much for watching or listening to this podcast. You can stream it on all platforms. If you ever have any questions to me or Coach Emily, you can hit us up on Instagram. Or Olivia loves to talk, so you could also hit up Olivia on Instagram. Tell us where we can find you, Olivia, on Instagram, so that if anybody has any questions about Be a Nutrition, they can come to you directly.
Yes, Olivia Talks Too Much, literally just as it's spelled. I talk too much, apparently.
I love it. So you can reach out to Olivia and ask her about her experience of being with us on at Be a Nutrition. Thank you all so much for listening to this podcast, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.